2021 was a big year for me. After missing out on competing in November 2020, it would take me until September 2021 for me to get another chance. Since then, I've only competed once more. Even though I only competed twice this year, I still made a lot of moments, and with that said, here are my top 5 comp moments. We're starting the list off with an event that I suck at. Despite that, I managed to surprise myself with the second best pyramid solve I've ever done, and I managed to do it at Swedish Championships of all places. Yes, I did get lucky, but the solve was actually the center of attention on Zain Kanani's livestream, because his mom moved the camera to me, with my consent of course. Regardless, that added to the pressure, so it was cool that I could still get an 8-second solve.
Yes! Sub 10, let's go!
For this entry, we go back to my first competition, Flen Lilla Manchetten. It had been a long day of competing, but when I was going to do my last average for the comp, there was one goal that I hadn't achieved. Sub 10's cube average. After having done the last solve of the day, I was unsure if I'd get the average, but right as I was about to leave, they updated the results on the big screen, and I noticed that I got the sub 10 average. Although I did beat this record in comp later, this is still a special moment for me. I had practiced a lot of 2x2 leading up to Swedish Championships, and wanted to beat my PRs for the event. Luckily, I managed to do just that, lowering my PR single from 3.47 to 3.35, and my average from 4.70 to 4.69. Nice. The event I practiced the most before Nationals, though, was 4x4. After having learned the Yao method, I quickly averaged under 2 minutes. The cutoff for the comp was 1:45, and what that means is that in order to get to complete the last 3 solves, you have to get one solve under 1 minute and 45 seconds during the first 2 solves. My first solve was slightly under 2 minutes, something I would have been happy with if it weren't for the cutoff being relatively close. But regardless, I only had one more shot for cutoff, but that time I did it. At the time, I rarely got sub 1:45, so to get it at comp with all the pressure was great, and I reacted by doing a knee slide on the floor.
Yes! Overreaction med jag cut up.
What made it even better was that one of my closest cubing friends, Abdullah, was judging me. My next solve was terrible, but after that, it only got better. I surprised myself with another sub 1:45 before getting a 1:27, which was my best ever 4x4 solve at the time. Crazy.
Nej. Vad fan hände?
This is probably one of the stupidest things that have ever happened to me as a cuber. Going into my first comp, I was in the mindset that I wouldn't do as well as I do at home. I averaged around 21 seconds, so when my first solve was 15 seconds, I was in disbelief. I followed that up with the 17, which is around why I average right now as I'm saying this. When I then got a 20, I got disappointed, even though that was quite good for me. But the next solve was crazy. I got a 14.49, which at the time was my best time ever.
What? PB?
Yes!
PB.
Then I got another 15, bringing my average to 16.95, which was my best average ever. The fact that I performed at my absolute best in comp was the weirdest thing.
What? Nah.
The only bad thing is that even though my PB single is 11.79 and my PB average of 5 is 14.45, I haven't been able to beat my original PRs in comp. because they were so good. All in all, 2021 was a fantastic year for me at competitions, and I hope that 2022 is just as good. I actually have a competition in April, and I may also go to one in March. Stay tuned for that. But with that said, I think my job here is done. Please like and subscribe and everything, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.